My name is Elizabeth Prokop, and my video is about determining a firm's margin of safety, operating leverage, and most profitable cost structure. Determining the margin of safety. The margin of safety is the excess of actual or expected sales over break-even sales, which can be measured in dollars or in units. So in other words, it's the largest drop in sales a company can absorb without incurring a loss. The margin of safety equals expected sales minus break-even sales. In this example, Josh sells 250 jars of jam a month for $5 each. His break-even point is 150 jars. So if the margin of safety is equal to expected sales minus break-even sales, in units, his margin of safety would be 250 jars minus 150 jars, so that would be 100 jars. In dollars, it would be 250 times $5 minus 150 times $5, and that would be $500. So sales would have to drop by more than 100 jars, or $500, before Josh incurs a loss. The margin of safety can also be measured in a percentage, which would be the margin of safety divided by expected sales. So using this example, using units, it would be 100 jars divided by 200 jars, or 0.4, 40%, or $500 divided by $1,250, which would equal 0.4, or 40%. Determining the operating leverage. Operating leverage is the relative amount of fixed and variable costs that make up the total cost. The operating leverage factor shows how responsive a company's operating income is to changes in volume at given sales. The operating leverage factor can be found by dividing the contribution margin by operating income. Continuing with the previous example, given that Josh's operating income is $500 and his contribution margin is $3, you would divide $3 by $500 to get an operating leverage factor of 0.006. The operating leverage factor is a multiplier, so if volume changes by 20%, Josh's income changes by 20% times 0.006, which would be 0.12%. The larger the operating leverage factor, the larger the impact of a change in volume has on the operating income. Determining the most profitable cost structure. Managers have some control over structure of a company's costs, whether it be fixed, variable, or mixed. Josh is leasing a booth at a local outdoor summer-long festival at which to sell his jam. The festival offers him two leasing options. Option 1 would be to pay $100 a month for the booth, plus 5% of all his sales revenue made at that booth, or option 2 would be a flat rate of $150 a month. To decide which option is most profitable, you find the indifference point, the point at which both options would result in the same cost, by setting both options equal to each other and solving algebraically. When you set option 1 equal to option 2, in this case, you get the number of jars sold to be 200. The indifference point then is 200 jars sold. So if Josh only sells 200 jars of jam per month at the festival, either option would cost the same. If he expects sales volume to be less than 200 jars a month, option 1 would be less expensive. If he expects sales volume to be more than 200 jars a month, option 2 would be the cheaper option. And that is how you make the decision.